I'm B, and welcome to part 2 of the Vancouver Retro Gaming Convention 2017. This is the pickups video. This is all the games I picked up at the convention, all 23 of them. I'm going to show you all of them in just a minute. First, we gotta cue the intro.
Welcome to 64K, hosted by B.
Hi, and welcome back. And the first game we're going to have a look at is Thunderbirds on the Famicom. This game was also released on the NES under the same name. It's a horizontal scrolling shoot 'em up. It looks pretty cool. I really like the Japanese box art on this game. It's the original from the TV show, unlike the really bizarre box art that they got on the NES version for North America, which is just weird. It just looks like it's just taken out of some dodgy science fiction movie. I haven't played this before. I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Next up is Jake Hunter Detective Chronicles for the DS. So this game is like Snatcher or other visual novel games. It's got 3 cases, 3 murder mysteries you have to solve. Yeah, it's a good deal. It was cheap. Next up is Wings 2 Aces High for the Super Nintendo. This game is made by Namco, which is kind of weird. I'm guessing it's supposed to be a sequel to the Cinemaware Wings game on the Amiga. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why Namco's done it. Maybe just because it's a console game. I have no idea about this game. I'm just really intrigued to play it. Next up is Desert Commander for the NES. This is a really cool turn-based strategy game. Or Patton in World War II, North Africa, and you get to duke it out. Good old turn-based strategy style. I really like this game. You should definitely check it out. Next up is Jungle Strike for the Sega Genesis. I had this game on my original Genesis way back in the day. And I absolutely loved it. It's really hard, but it is pretty cool. It's the sequel to Desert Strike, and I'm trying to collect all the Strike games. I've got most of them at this point. I'm just missing Desert Strike, to be honest. I also got another one of them, which you'll see pretty soon. I also got Nuclear Strike and Soviet Strike on the Sega Saturn and PlayStation 1. All excellent games. I wish EA would bring this whole series back, because I just really love it. It's just so much fun. I did find that this original Jungle Strike game was a little bit too hard. Desert Strike I think had a much better balance, but this just upped the ante on all levels, and I think it's just a great game. And next we got Super Airwolf for the Sega Mega Drive. Now this is obviously supposedly based on the TV show, because I can see it says 1984 Universal City Studios. Yeah, the cover's just got some Japanese dude running with a gun over there, so that ain't no Stringfellow Hawk as far as I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure this game goes under another name in North America. And next up is Out of This World for the Super Nintendo. This was originally an Amiga game, and I've played this on various formats over the years. Never really got into it that well, even though I appreciated the graphics and the whole look and style of the game. Recently got to play it on the Xbox One, and I actually played through the whole thing finally, and I have to say it's a really awesome game that was way ahead of its time. Yeah, glad to have that in the collection. And next we got Winback for the PS2. I originally played this one on the N64 when it originally came out. It was not that bad. This game's got a kind of a Metal Gear Solid siphon filter kind of deal going on. It's definitely its own thing though. This one, 31 explosive stages and 3 different endings. Yeah, I definitely only saw one of those. I think this is an enhanced version anyway. I don't think the N64 had all these multiplayer challenge modes in that. I may be wrong, but I don't remember that. Next up is Godzilla, Monster of Monsters for the NES. Somebody told me about this game, and they said it was like a turn-based strategy game mixed with a fighting game. Sounds pretty weird to me. Kind of sounds like Archon, the old game made by EA in the 80s. If it is like that, that's going to be freaking awesome. I'm going to check this out, and hopefully the footage that I'm showing right now will clear everything up. So, yeah. Next is a game called Future Tactics for the PS2. This game's made by Crave. They made like kind of budget titles for the PS2. I'm sure this game's going to be total garbage, but it was super cheap. It is a turn-based strategy game. There's a bit of hope. Little bit of hope. And on to the next game. We have Skate or Die 2. I never knew they made a Skate or Die 2. I love the original. I had it on my Commodore 64. It also was on the NES. So it was a whole bunch of different formats back in the day. Skate or Die 2. I always thought Ski or Die was considered the sequel to Skate or Die, but apparently they made Skate or Die 2. The Search for Double Trouble. It seriously says that. Next up is Sky Odyssey for the PS2. This is another kind of weird game which I just found. I've seen it before somewhere. It kind of looks like a plain version of that Stuntman game. Stunts and do pieces of movies and stuff. This looks like the aerial version of it. Looks like it's just a whole bunch of crazy like missions just to see if you can survive. I don't know, it looks pretty unique. Next up is another game in the series which I've been trying to collect all of them for. This is Wild Arms 4 for the PS2. Wild Arms games. I've played a whole bunch of them. The first one on PS1, which I really liked. The good old 2D JRPG style. This is obviously full 3D. It looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to this one. I want to check it out. It's released by Expo Games, who do a lot of really cool translations and conversions to English of awesome JRPG games. So yeah. And next is The King's Bounty. For the Sega Genesis. This is kind of, this game's a little bit, it's kind of like the Might and Magic Heroes games, where, you know, it's kind of a sim management of like a kingdom or your castle and that kind of thing, and then it also goes into like a turn-based strategy game when it gets to the action. I originally played this game on my Commodore 64. This Genesis version looks very cool. Next we got Road Rash for the 3DO. This is by far my personal favorite Road Rash game in the entire series. It just manages to squeeze a little bit ahead of Road Rash 2 on the Sega Genesis, which I just absolutely love. But this one is just the full package. Music, it's got music from Soundgarden and a whole bunch of awesome grunge bands in the 90s. What else we got here? Monster Magnet, Swerve Drive, Hammerbox, Therapy. The full motion video sequences between levels, everything about this game, the look of it, the speed, I just absolutely love it. And the next one we have here is Urban Strike, the sequel to Jungle Strike. I played this also in the 90s on Genesis. I didn't really like it that much. I didn't find it as good as Desert Strike or Jungle Strike. I really like the fact that you can get out of your helicopter and go, you're a little small dude and you're running along and you can go into places and shoot everything up. I thought that added a lot of variety to the game. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. I think Yeah, I just played too many Strike games at that point, and the formula had run a little bit thin, and it was a few years before the next one came out on Sega Saturn. I think it was Soviet Strike. I played that, and that kind of renewed the embers of fire of my liking for the series, right? But yeah, this is still a solid game, and with this I'm only one step away from completing the Strike series. And next up is Overblood for the PS1. This is the Japanese version. This game is like a Resident Evil 3D action-adventure kind of thing. I got this for really cheap, as you can see, $5. I remember playing this on the PS1 back in the day. I don't really remember much about it, to be honest, so I want to have another go at it and see whether it's as good as I think it was. Next up is Sword World for the Super Famicom. This looks like a pretty cool JRPG in the classic 2D overhead sprite mappy goodness. I'm always on the lookout for cool, weird RPGs, and I think the Super Famicom is probably one of the best systems to collect for that, because there's so many weird games that were never brought out over here. This game just looks really cool. I just love the graphic style. Next up is the Daedalus Encounter for the 3DO. With Tia Carrera, you know, the singy woman from that movie with Austin Powers. This is a full motion video game. I love full motion video games. I love them.
Audio link is activated. Cutting in visual in 3, 2, 1.
Switch on neural interface.
You got it.
Casey? It's Airy. Hi. Look. Your mind has been placed in a cerebral support mechanism. It's a device that when...
She's trying to say you're a brain in a box, Case.
Zach, could you let me handle this, please?
Oh.
Look, it's kind of hard to explain. Here, why don't I let you take a look at yourself?
It comes on 4 discs. So that's a big sucker. Next up is Microcosm for the Mega CD. I also had this game way back. I absolutely hated it. So why did I buy it again? It was super cheap. But secondly, I'm always willing to give an old game a second chance. This is like an on-rails shoot 'em up, kind of like Starblade. And next we got Midnight Raiders for the Sega CD. I used to have this back in the day, and I thought it was absolutely awesome. It is such a cheese fest.
Dr. Mensch, I must speak fast. This may be the last chance I have to communicate with you. They have forced me to make a toxic formula that will destroy the world. You must rescue me immediately, or else the world will come to an end. Oh, please hurry, please. Over.
It's kind of like Tomcat Alley, but with helicopters.
Better put your helmet on, kid.
What?
Put your helmet on, Joker.
What's the matter, Stryker? You don't think I trust you? We're just out here doing recon.
You got something to shoot? Shoot it!
How was that?
Good shooting, kid.
And you can, I think you drove in a tank or something halfway through it, and you just blow the crap out of everything. It's just awesome. Had so much fun with this game.
Come on, I want to see my kids grow up.
It's so cheesy, but I just love them. Next up is Outrun for the Sega Master System. By the way, this says twice the Mega Power. This is obviously a conversion of the arcade game. It's supposed to be pretty good. I've got most of the versions of Outrun at this point. I just love Outrun. It's just great. Yeah, Turbo Outrun and Outrun 2 Coast to Coast on PS2 are just fantastic. Coast to Coast is just probably my favorite driving game of all time. And the last game in the pile is Prize Fighter for the Sega CD. This is a FMV boxing simulator.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight, we have 4 of the biggest and baddest, fiercest and meanest fighters this side of thermonuclear war.
You better be ready for me, punk.
I've played this before, double disc. And I'm never really sure whether I was actually fighting or not. It's kind of like a weird game. It's kind of like Supreme Warrior, where you're kind of fighting and you're doing directions and you think you're controlling the game. I'm not really sure if you are. It just feels really weird. But it's an FMV game. I just love them, so glad to have Prize Fighter finally part of the collection. And the final items I got is this collection of Retro Gamer magazine. Yeah, there was a tub just lying on the ground in the middle of the convention, and it said free magazines. It had old copies of EGM and Nintendo Power and a whole bunch of stuff. I just couldn't carry them all. I would have taken every single one of them. But I took all the copies of Retro Gamer that was left. I saw some other dude there like scavenging Retro Gamers, and it like freaked me out, so I just went there and like took everything else. I've been collecting this magazine for years. All these ones here are none. I don't have any of them. These are before I found out about the magazines, so I got a whole bunch of cool older ones that covers a whole bunch of games I've always been interested in.
Retro Gamer magazine started back in 2004 with its first issue. It's a UK-based magazine, so not only does it cover retro consoles but the entire European computer gaming scene as well. Check out www.myfavouritemagazines.co.uk for subscription details.
This was my best find. This was free, so you can't get better than that. This is Dash B at 64K. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe. Lots more videos to come. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon on the next video. Cue the credits.